2, 3. All right, hello, Lunchbox. Good to meet you.
What's up?
What's your favorite game?
If we're talking about fighting games, I really like Capcom vs. SNK 2. And I also play Project M competitively. It's a modded version of Brawl.
Right.
It came out in... Well, I've been playing that since about 2011, 2012. And I played a lot of older fighting games like Third Strike, played some Super Turbo with some friends. I played Marvel 2 with my brother.
Marvel 2.
Yeah.
Oh, how we love Marvel 2. Oh my goodness.
I think... What else? Do I play anything else?
It's either competitively you played these games, or
I entered a Marvel 3 tournament a long time ago and got messed up pretty bad.
Yeah, that game is crazy.
That game's hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
So he was our TO today, right? And we had a mystery games tournament. He was the TO for, and we had a lot of wacky games. We had first start with Footsies, then we had Evil Zone, which a lot of people liked.
Evil Zone was hype, dude. That was hype. That was honestly the hype game we had. So that and Blindfolded Tekken.
There you go. Yeah, I was actually about to ask you which game do you think was the most exciting. Yeah.
I think the most exciting game that we had was Evil Zone. I think because the thing about Evil Zone is that you can pick it up for the first time and just do ridiculous things on screen. It's not a very good competitive fighting game. It's not that deep.
Right.
But for the purposes of a mystery game tournament where most players are picking up the game for the first time, it's a really good choice.
Perfect, yeah.
It's perfect.
It's like the perfect party fighting game, if you want to say it like that. Yeah.
I mean, Smashers would disagree with you, but...
Well, Smash is another story. Like, it's very,
it's different.
Versatile, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that regard, you mentioned also Blindfolded Tekken. Can you explain that a little bit?
So the thing about Blindfolded Tekken is that, so my brother's from Chicago,
right.
And one thing they do and he also is in the Central Illinois FGC, and one thing they like to do in Illinois is have mystery tournaments where they'll either put a spin on existing games. I know Combo Breaker, they had a version of CVS2 where you could, it was kind of like you could roll for characters and grooves, and you could pay extra to roll again.
Interesting.
So it's kind of like gambling and fighting. They did Hungry Hippos once. They did Jenga. They did Mario Kart. So they're really famous for having mystery game tournaments.
Right.
So Combo Breaker and before that UFGT, they were always really well known for having these off-the-wall fighting game tournaments with fighting games that you've never heard of.
Even fighting games that are not fighting games.
Fighting games that are not fighting games. I'm sure they must have done they did Jenga. They did Django once. That was fun.
The competitive of competitive games.
Oh yeah, they did and then Ready to Rumble boxing.
Oh okay.
So just ridiculous games that you wouldn't expect to see in a fighting game.
Right, and I think that it was interesting today too. Because I think a lot of people had fun, but then also it was unexpected. It was a fighting game tournament, but at the same time it wasn't.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I will say I think that there were some games that were so bad that they shouldn't have been in there. I do feel that maybe 3D balls was not a good idea.
Yeah.
And then once they figured out that I was broken in Pretty Fighter, so we had a game called Pretty Fighter, which was I didn't want to put Sailor Moon in because everyone knew about Sailor Moon.
Right.
But I put in Pretty Fighter, and we found out that one character had the frame data was so good that what is it? She could.
It was like the low sliding kick thing.
She could throw you and then heal herself and do a meaty low sliding kick that was plus on block.
All on the same knockdown.
All on the same knockdown.
Right.
It was super broken. It was great.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was amazing too, because in a random fighting game tournament, you have a player that discovers that, and everyone else is going to catch on to it. So I felt it felt like the arcade game culture. You know what I mean? Can you explain? Yeah.
So and the meta was developing as we all played.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously the meta was pick one character and win, but that's kind of how it went.
Yeah. No, I think Evil Zone kind of went similarly too, because two-button fighting game. There's a lot you have to figure out. What are the tricks behind what are the tricks they got up their sleeve?
My other favorite moment is I got a raging demon in Footsies.
Yeah, I remember that.
Everyone was popping off when that happened. That was great. Yeah. So the one thing I really like about random fighting games is that you have these games that no one's heard of. These old favorites are really obscure games, but all of a sudden they're in the spotlight. And everyone's just having a good time and cheering for these games that they don't know that much.
Yeah. And it's a great opportunity for people who've never come to the FGC. If they're introduced to fighting games, they get to have fun.
Yeah.
And I think.
So.
Do you think, how do you think it went overall?
I think it went good. So for me, again, I'm more of a Smash player.
Right.
I mostly TO Smash events.
Right.
But the thing about fighting games is that because I have really close friends who do fighting games, and I have a lot of friends who are also high-ranking fighting game players, but also players like I want fighting games to be a lot bigger than they are. Even if I'm not necessarily a high level player, I want people to learn about them and to see how exciting they are, because I think Smash has gotten a lot of attention lately, and I do kind of wish that fighting games would get that same kind of attention.
Well, by its very nature, Smash attracts a wide audience. I feel like fighting games, you have to be a very specific person.
Yeah, but I want more of those specific people.
Yeah.
Or people to find out that they are those specific people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much. This is Lunchbox, who was our TO today for Mystery Games Tournament. Today was what was today? 25th?
It is 25th. And if you are a UCLA student, we'll be doing another one next quarter. So just keep an eye out on the Discord, or if we have any other social media, make sure to keep an eye out there, and we'll post more information. If you are a member of the FGC and you have suggestions for fighting games, please send either me or Godfrey. Put the camera on Godfrey.
Yeah.
Or Godfrey. Tell us about a game that you might want to see, maybe something you played as a kid, but you wouldn't necessarily see in a fighting game tournament. We can stick it in there.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Lunchbox.
All right, for sure.
Yeah.